Hello friends, welcome to Study with Dr. Dafda. I am Dr. Dafda, and in this video we will see the introduction of optical fiber communication. Do you know what is connecting the whole world through internet? Yes, they are the optical fibers. Optical fiber communication is the most promising field today in communication technology. This technology is handling the internet connection of the whole world. Fiber optics or optical fibers are made up of pure glass which has about the diameter of a human hair. It is very thin. They are bundled into optical cables which can transmit light signals and can contain many optical fibers. These fibers can be passed underground, undersea or aerially. So let us start. First unit is importance of optical fiber communication. As we advance towards the new technology from 2G to 3G to 4G, 5G and so on, we need more and more bandwidth and higher internet speed. This high bandwidth and high speed is only available with optical fiber communication because here we are using optical fiber, light as the carrier, whose speed is very high and bandwidth is very high. Let us now see different communication technologies. See, optical fiber is not only the one communication media, there are different communication medias, but how does this optical fiber differs from other existing communication medias? For example, let us say first one, the wireless communication or free space communication. As you can see from the figure, in wireless communication, no cable is used for communication. The signal is sent directly from the transmitting end to the receiving end. Okay. But what is the problem in this? It can't be used for very high frequencies. Why? Due to the noise present near the earth's surface, due to industries, vehicles, etc., as well as due to the reflections from the ionospheres and other surfaces. This will attenuate the signal and we cannot use it for very high frequencies. Free space communication is used for radio transmission, TV transmission, mobile communication and so on. The next communication media is a coaxial cable. As you can see from the figure, a coaxial cable consists of a central conductor which is having an insulation above it and it is covered by a copper mesh which is normally grounded. The coaxial cables consist of a central conductor and an outer conductor, with the outer conductor referred to as the shield, which is normally grounded. The advantage of these coaxial cables is that these are very cheap and ease of maintenance. But the disadvantage is this cannot be used for very high frequencies. Why? Because the losses will increase at high frequencies due to associated capacitances of the coaxial cables. Other communication media are the microwave guides. These are also known as waveguides. Waveguide or microwave guide is a conducting tube through which the energy is transmitted in the form of electromagnetic wave. It is a hollow tube. The energy will be transmitted from this end to the other end of the tube, but it is completely conducting. Here the bandwidth is high, but not very high, as the maximum frequency of operation is limited by the cutoff wavelength of the waveguide, which further is limited by the dimensions of the guide. Also, the waveguides are costly and the maintenance is difficult. Next communication media is satellite communication. For a satellite communication, a satellite is used as the intermediate device, or you can say the repeater. The signal is sent from the ground station or the earth station, transmitting earth station to the satellite, where the signal is received. The signal will be modified or filtered, amplified by the transponder of the satellite, and the signal will be sent back to the receiving earth station. For satellite communication, a satellite is used for communication between the transmitter and the receiver. Here the bandwidth is high and it is advantageous when used for broadcasting purposes, as the signal sent by the satellite is received over a large area. But there is a considerable time delay, about a quarter of a second, that is incorporated in the signal before it reaches the receiver. The reason for this delay is the signal is traveling 36,000 kilometers above the earth where the satellite is located and traveling back. Due to this, there is a time delay. Also, the cost of the satellite is very high and very high power transmitters and receivers are required. The lifetime of satellite is also short, around 10 to 12 years. So, these were different communication medias, and now we will see how optical communication is far better than these medias. Let us see in this unit advantages and drawbacks of optical communication. There are many advantages of optical fiber communication. Bandwidth is very high since the light is used as the carrier, whose frequency ranges from 10 raised to 12 Hz to 10 raised to 17 Hz. Hence, several channels can be passed simultaneously. Fibers are very small in size and very less in weight. Very high speed transmission is possible because the energy or the signal is traveling at the speed of light and light is used as the carrier, whose speed is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second. These fibers have the immunity to EMI and RFI. Why? Because basically we are not using electrical signal. If we are using electrical signal, there will be EMI, that is electromagnetic interference, and radio frequency interference, RFI. But as we are using light as the carrier, it is immune to EMI and RFI. There are no crosstalks that are observed in the optical fibers. Also, no electrical shock hazard is there because we are using light and not the electrical signal. The signal is highly secure. Extremely low transmission losses are there with optical fiber, as low as 0.002 dB per kilometer. The fibers are very rigid and flexible. They can be bent to a very small radius and can be passed through any surface. Hence, the reliability that is obtained is very high and the maintenance that is required is very low. When talking about very long distance communication and manufacturing of bulk of optical fibers, the potential cost is very low as compared to other communication medias. One very important advantage is, along with FDM and TDM, that is frequency division multiplexing and time division multiplexing, using optical fibers we can even use WDM, that is wavelength division multiplexing. But there are few drawbacks also of optical fiber communication. Optical fibers requires a new set of skills for installation and maintenance by technicians. Splicing, soldering and installing optical fibers requires additional knowledge and training. For testing and measurement, special equipment such as optical power meters and optical time domain reflectometer, that is OTDRs, are required. So, these are very few drawbacks, but the advantages of optical fibers are far more. Now, let us understand in short a very simple block diagram of optical communication and see how the light is traveling through the optical fiber. Our main signal or original signal is an electrical signal that is given to the transmitter. The transmitter is nothing but device that will be converting this electrical signal and processing this electrical signal into optical signal. At the transmitting end, normally light emitting diodes and laser diodes are used. So, here the signal that is converted by the transmitter is converted into optical signal. That optical signal or light is passed through the core of the optical fiber. The light is trapped in the core of the fiber and is traveling through the end of the fiber. At the receiving end, which consists of a pin diode and avalanche photodiode, converts our optical signal back into electrical signal. So, hence we get our original signal back at the output, but here all the advantages of optical communication will be obtained by us. Now, let us see a small animation of optical communication. See, optical communication is not a new technology because we were using light as a signal since many years. A lighthouse acts as an optical communication device. Similarly, optical communication gradually developed. For example, a semaphore was used as an ancient method of communication. So, instead of this, here we can use flash of lights for communicating signal rather than using voice. If we are using flash of light, that is more secure. Optical sources, that is the laser diode or the light emitting diode, are very small, that produces flashes of light. It is as small as a grain of rice. Other important invention is the optical cable. Previously, the optical cables which were available were having very high attenuation. Nowadays, the optical fibers which are available are having very low attenuation and the optical signal is passing through the optical cable. This is the same as we saw in the block diagram. We have a digital signal made of pulses which is given to the transmitter. The transmitter is converting this digital signal into optical pulses and these optical pulses are sent through the optical cable. At the receiving end, the optical pulses are again converted back to the electrical pulses or digital signal. But light travels a long way down an optical fiber cable. If the distance of transmission between the transmitter and the receiver is very long, we need a repeater in between the optical cable. This repeater will be acting as a booster or amplifier to amplify our optical signal. The very important advantage of optical communication is it also has wavelength division multiplexing. Here we can use different wavelengths of lights or different colors of light using the single cable and we can obtain speed of up to 40 gigabytes. Do you know that the total cable laid down in the world, out of that total cable, only 1% is used for the customers, rest 99% is still to be used. That means we can use very high bandwidth and speed in future. The single optical fiber can carry number of many services or devices or technologies togetherly. We can use a single cable for carrying a television signal, a telephone signal, a video conferencing signal, radio signal and so on, and this technology is known as FTTH, that is fiber to the home technology, where the single fiber is carrying all the signals to the home. These optical fibers are immune to the electrical signal as well as it has no water effect because we are basically sending the signal through the glass cable. It has no effect of acid or other corrosions. So, it is immune to all these effects. And The other applications of optical communication is teleconferencing, mobile communication, telephone communication, hi-fi radio, air traffic control. You can just imagine any application of communication that can be handled by optical communication. Now let us see two small questions on optical communication. Which communication media can provide the maximum bandwidth available? Yes, it is the optical fibers. What is the meaning of WDM? It is wavelength division multiplexing. Let us summarize. Optical fiber communication is a method of transmitting information from one place to another by sending pulses of light through an optical fiber. Fiber is preferred over electrical cabling when high bandwidth, high speed, long distance or immunity to electromagnetic interference are required. Optical fiber is used for transmitting telephone signals, internet communication, cable television signals. Internet speed of over 100 petabit, that is 10⁻15 per second, have been reached using optical fiber communication. So, this was a brief introduction of optical fiber communication. I hope you must have enjoyed interacting and learning. Thank you very much.